Alright guys, here is the final part of KvK. So this is the good stuff. This is where we shut Kingdom 122 down, their leader who had said, you know what, hey, I want to spend my money, I don't want to try to be peaceful about this and take turns owning Kingdom 46. He said he spent something like $3,000 on the game and he was going to show us who's boss. So all I can tell you, I may not be as much in the financial world as the King of Avalon trainer guy is, but I do know what one acronym means, ROI. That would be return on investment. And based on the next couple of failed rallies they launch at us, I can tell him with absolute certainty that he had a very poor return on investment for his money. Anyways, we can see right here, a couple minutes after I did that emergency recall that you saw where I wiped that guy out, I start sending all my troops to the east tower. It's the weakest tower, so I'm going to try to load it up so they won't attack it. They decide to instead, you can see my troops right there marching, they instead decide to go ahead and attack our north tower. I assume they went to attack that one because it was closest to them and they wouldn't have to march quite as far. But it was not the weakest tower that we had. So you can see right here, they're scouting all of our towers, and they're just trying to get one. They're trying to do something because, you know, we're kind of winding our time down. We got 2.5 hours left, so they're launching this rally at us, and it's coming, and we're stressed. Conquest is in there, Truth is in there, Alpha is in there, so there's 3 Stronghold 30s plus a few other lower level people. And we're just sitting here hoping, okay, do not take this tower. I know we can take this one. I'm the R5. And Conquest's name doesn't move. Boom, you see right there, their troops start returning. So I know it was a victory. Let's see the report. Truth shares it, because he was in there. We take a look at it. We lost 558,000 troops. They lost 646,000 troops on that single attack. Ouch, that would have really, really sucked. And remember, when they're losing, so we're getting losses. It's just straight losses, okay? In Avalon on defense and offense. It's not like if you get your city attacked where you take wounded. If you're in a tower, you're taking straight losses, with the exception of your own wounded conversion. So what I showed you right there was I was sending down to that east tower. Then they decided to launch a second rally on our north tower again, since it's now much weaker. So I've already used my instant recall, so what do? I teleport one spot over to bring all my troops back, and I start sending. We've now frantically got to reinforce that north tower again, because you can see it's at 295,000 troops. They're launching their second rally at it. So I go ahead, get all my troops back to my base by teleporting over one spot, and I send all the troops that I have at it. I send everything I've got at it. And now I split the marches up because I'm going to have to speed my troops to get them there quick enough. And I don't want to have to speed 3 or 4 marches. So I split the marches up. I send all my best troops in the first 2 marches. And then I send kind of the trashy siege troops at the end. So we're taking a look at what we got going on. I'm looking in my castle real quick. Oh, shoot, I got a few more, so I better send them down there. So I've got all my troops headed towards this tower. And you can see right there, it's going to take them 11.5 minutes to get there. That rally's going to launch and get there much quicker. So I know I'm going to have to speed reinforce a few in. Axe to Mouth is sending. Antoinette is sending. Truth is going to resend Conquest, who's offline right now. Again, because this was just such a long battle. His troops are still in there from the first time he got hit, though he is down a whole bunch. Everybody's pretty much out of infantry, which is horrible because those are your defensive troops. You don't have infantry to send, you're going to lose a lot more troops of your other tiers and classes. So here we go. I don't need to sprint my troops. I just need to get them there quick enough that the rally will get there after my troops land. So a couple of 50% increases bring me so that I'm going to get there in 2.5 minutes. And then I double check I'm sending the right march. I check this one. I go ahead and speed this one up. I use some 20% ones because we got a few of those. And I'm just dropping the time down to 2 minutes or a little bit under, so that way I know for certain my troops will make it there. I don't want to gamble and hopefully make it by a second and then have us all lose that tower and lose all of Avalon. So I got my troops sprinting in, Antoinette sending hers over, Axes are getting in right now, and that rally, you can see it right there, it's already coming, and I don't know what's in it because I didn't have any troops in there at the time, so I can't see the number of troops coming at me. But I know they just sent a huge rally. They're now sending another huge rally, and we're weaker in there, so everything's coming in. You can see my last line just sliding in right under the radar. Stressful. I'm telling you what, this was stressful. And I knew, I was like, oh man, I'm the weakest guy in here next to all these Stronghold 30s. I'm going to take heavy losses. So my power is 33 million right now, already down 3 million from when I started. They're scouting, and they scouted. They could see everything. You could see right there, we've got 929,000 troops in there. There's Conquest, Antoinette, who didn't have a dragon, surprisingly, AlphaGo, another 30, myself, The Truth, and Axe to Mouth, who also had no dragon because his dragon was holding another tower. His dragon was holding the west tower. So it's coming in, and I'm just hoping, hopefully that name, Conquest, does not disappear on that tower. Their troop disappears, no return marches. My power drops 8.4 million, but Conquest is still holding on. Rally victory! Yes! Yes! Okay, all right, sweet. How demoralizing for them. They got nothing returned to them that time. They just, boom, straight losses. They lost 935,000 troops. We lost 420. That is a crap load. So that's 73 million power they lost. Meanwhile, we lost 30 million, 8 of which was mine. And right here now, I'm just showing you the power levels of their 30. So that one was at 44 million. He's down like 30, 40 million to 62. Their one shielded Stronghold 30 didn't lose much, but that's because he wasn't doing very much. He shielded and kind of just stayed out of it. And then another guy, again, if you watched part 1 of these videos, you'll have seen most of these guys were at 90 to over 100. This guy right here, he's down to 40 million, or in the 40 million power range again. So we kicked their butt. I threw a couple other things in here. Right here we got Nasty from my Kingdom, Stronghold 19. Someone was stupid enough to gather in the Black Forest while we were invading. So he ported over right next to him, launched an attack, and made Kingdom 46 pay a little bit harder for all the times they were attacking our castles outside of the Black Forest. So he hit that guy. Just thought I'd throw it in here for good measure. A couple closing thoughts. So this was the point where we defeated him. I'll throw a few other reports in there. Here's one where Conquest took out 1.2 million of their troops, and he lost 300 plus thousand. Here's another one where he lost 350,000, and they lost 1.2 million. These guys paid a huge price, okay? Now, those two guys were out of Kingdom 46, but those are some reports from when K46 lost. Now, here's something important. My troops are down in the tower, so my wounded have not returned to my kingdom yet. So you can see right here, these are my wounded from earlier, from when I lost that reinforcement battle. And so I'm sitting here thinking, I need to make room in my hospitals for the troops that are returning because I don't want to overflow my Alliance hospital. I took that huge hit in that tower. I need to do some instant healing so I have room for troops in my main hospitals, because anyone who's done any significant healing knows your main hospitals are way better to use than the Alliance hospital. Alliance Honor is very expensive to use for healing. So as the KvK counter is ticking down, we've only got a couple minutes left to hold their Avalon, I'm going to go ahead and speed heal about 16,000 troops out of my main hospital so there's more room. And for some reason, I thought that was going to be enough. I thought that speed healing that 16,000 would make enough room that I wouldn't have any go to the Alliance hospital. I was wrong, and I'll show you later. I ended up with another. Not only did I max my hospitals back out all the way up to 57,000 wounded in them, but then the Alliance hospital for STM, which is not even my main alliance, for those who've watched my videos a long time, PXR is my main alliance. But I end up with 18,000 troops in the Alliance hospital as well. So just a huge pain in the neck to deal with. You can see right here, I'm just loading up as many as I can. I'm just trying to heal. That's right, like 13,000, 14,000 right there. I'm just trying to make room for about 15,000 troops in there. And then you're going to have to speed finish it because they're going to be, once my march returns, that's when the wounded come back. So if you've ever reinforced somebody and then, you lose some troops reinforcing, you'll notice they don't go to your hospitals till you recall your march. That's how it works. So you can see right there, my hospital has about 16,000 empty spaces in it. Hoping that's enough. Definitely not the case. All right, and we'll take a look at where I ended up here in just a minute. All right, 10 seconds left. We hold it for 10 seconds. We've got this bad boy. There's nothing they can do. There's 1.2 million troops sitting in Avalon right now, I'm pretty sure. Well, actually, you know what? I think a few people had recalled and ported with like 5 minutes left to go. So once you successfully take a kingdom, right, it does port you back. So the game glitched a little bit for me. I hit the OK button, it didn't do anything. I hit it a couple times, it didn't do anything. Eventually it disconnects me, connection lost, disconnects me. But I do get safely ported back to my Avalon. Now, had I chosen to port back to my Avalon before the KvK was over, you're allowed to pick where you port to. But if the game automatically ports you home, it just picks a random location. Now, I wasn't going to mess around and get skimpy like, oh, I don't want to have to pay for a teleport, even though I don't want to have to pay for a teleport. I did not want to risk losing Avalon with 10 seconds left to go and being stuck doing that crap all over again. So we stayed in those towers to the bitter end, and then boom, we're ported back. We'll take a quick look at the map. Where did I end up? I'm in the far left top corner of the map, that northwestern region of it. You can see right here, and you can see the members of my alliance that also all got randomly teleported back. We take a look at my hospitals, maxed out, 57,000. So I'm like, oh shoot, okay, it filled it up. How much are in the alliance hospital? 18,000. Are you freaking kidding? Ugh, so expensive. 262,000 alliance honor to heal it in one whole day of being stuck in an alliance that's not my alliance before I can leave. You cannot leave an alliance without killing or healing your troops in the alliance hospital. So now I'm going to be here for 24 hours because you can't use speed ups on the alliance hospital either. You can use gold, but you can't use speed ups. So I'm going to be in that alliance where I don't want to be. So that's it. That was our KvK. We kicked their butts. Kingdom 46, they give up early. As you saw from those rally reports, they got smashed. Kingdom 122, they got smashed. I don't even know if 122 and 46 really went at it, but we crushed them both. I'm going to do a video on strategies, a smaller, shorter video on strategies for defending and securing and winning other kingdoms. But hopefully this video has been helpful, or this series of videos have been helpful for you guys. We had a good time this KvK. I had to throw my own little beat down to somebody in here one more time. If you got questions, if you've got comments, if you've got any problems or concerns, please leave them down in the comments below. Lastly, I always get asked, hey, how come you don't ask people to like, subscribe, and all that stuff? I don't do this for a living. I'm not trying to make money off of it. I do it for fun. So, I just make these videos when I get a chance. Thanks always for watching, guys. And, hey, we'll see you next time.